Many people are seeking to return to Jamaica and they are unsure of their housing opportunities and provisions. Many who don't currently have a home of their own on the island are contemplating buying, building, or renting as a way of returning or transitioning back into Jamaican life. Which would be the best and why? Let's jump into this conversation.
The Jam Fam family. Jam Fam, come hang with me. Yeah.
Hello, Wagwan. Pick up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. Now, on this episode, we're going to be talking about the idea of moving back and contemplating how you're going to be able to afford yourself accommodation, what means to look at and to explore. The decision to rent or to buy or build in Jamaica depends on your financial situation. It also depends on how long you're planning on staying and your comfort with the maintenance that will be needed or the project management depending on the pathway you take. Now, renting offers flexibility and it avoids large upfront costs and responsibilities for repairs, making it ideal for those with limited capital or uncertain future plans. Now, buying requires a significant deposit at the upfront and also the closing cost. And if you're using a mortgage, then you also have to factor in the expensive peril insurance. Although over time, a long period of time, the buying option tends to allow you for the property to build up some equity and offers some stability in spite of the financial burdens and responsibility of ongoing maintenance that you might face. Now, building provides an opportunity for you to do a lot of customization according to your choice, although it is the most complex approach out of all of the ones mentioned so far. Now, building requires some thorough design and it also requires you to be good at budgeting and also project managing in order to ensure that your building is meeting the right requirements and you're adhering to all of what is expected of you in terms of the build out of any construction in Jamaica. The upside of building, though, is that it gives you a decision over the design and the size that you decide on that is suitable for you and your family's needs. However, it could result in inflated costs where workmen are unskilled or not knowledgeable about certain building regulations or ways in which to regulate costs or reduce subsidence and other construction complications that could occur. It is certainly a difficulty deciding which of these pathways to take, and even when you've done thorough research and then you made up your mind as to what you're going to be doing, there are still risks that lay ahead because no pathway is definitely certain. And in spite of the best levels of research, it helps us to eliminate some of the things that could go wrong. But inevitably, life has uncertainties and there are things that you can plan for and some things that you just would not preempt. So therefore, what we would suggest is when you are deciding on which path to take, consider some of these things. So for example, if you're considering renting, then consider that option if you have limited upfront cash to pay for deposit and closing costs. If you're unsure about your location and need the flexibility to be able to move as and when you need to. Additionally, if you want to avoid maintenance costs, then renting is a good option, as the homeowner would be the one that would have the responsibility of taking care of repairs like roof issues, subsidence or damping and other problems that may crop up with the property that requires maintenance. The other thing to consider is, are you trying to prioritize convenience? Because renting often involves less responsibility and fewer hassles that you need to factor in, which can be a major benefit, especially when you are settling into a new or unfamiliar place. If you want to go down the pathway of buying, then we would suggest that you consider buying if you have significant savings to cover the deposit, the closing cost, and any required renovations that will make the property homely for you and your family. The next thing we think you should consider is the plan to stay for long term. If that's your plan, then you should be sure about where you want to put down your roots, and also capitalize on building some equity in the property over time. If you are qualified for government schemes such as NHT, then considering buying would also be a good option, because it gives you the opportunity to have subsidized loans and lower interest rates. The next thing is, if you want to invest in property, although buying a property to live in is not immediate profit, over time it does generate equity. Now, if you're considering to go down the pathway of building, we would suggest that you consider building if you already have land available. And this is so because buying land in Jamaica is a significant cost to address, and where lands are already accessible, it gives an advantage with the budget that you are required for the overall build project that you will then be undertaking. The next thing is, if you want design freedom, because the fact of the matter is building means that you are then going to need to design out the property that you are going to be building. So it gives you the ability to customize the home to suit your layouts, your size, your orientation, and airflow throughout the property. It also is something to consider if you seek the potential for affordability. And this is so because you will be the one who decides on the finish, on the people who are going to be working on your property, and also the materials that are going to be used. So therefore you get to manage the project and the budget, and you get to make decisions without having to think about the return on investment fees that you would pay if you're going to buy a new build, for example, or if you're even buying a resale property. When you buy a finished product, these are things that generally would add on to make the price a little bit higher, that you probably will not incur if you decide to go down the path of building and everything goes to plan. Another reason to consider building is if you are looking to ensure that you have something that is going to be climate resistant and durable, because you are then able to reinforce or to use durable materials that will enhance the lifespan of the building and ensure that in a country where you have lots of hurricane and other sorts of natural disasters, your house is going to be ready to stand firm to withstand some of these conditions that will be experienced, and it can benefit many generations of your family to come. Deciding whether to build, to buy, or to rent is definitely going to be something that requires a lot of data gathering and being able to do your due diligence to be able to make the decision as to which pathway to go. And whichever of these methods that you undertake, whether it's renting, buying, or building, it is important to explore your financial position, your income generation prospect, the lifestyle, and access to reputable professionals throughout the journey and after. It's important to at least be financially stable. Assess your savings, your income stability, and your ability to afford a mortgage or to rent, or ongoing maintenance costs, or the unexpected building costs to make the land suitable for building, or to get the building done in the standard that you desire. If you don't have established streams of income, then explore the job market and research employment opportunities in your chosen area to ensure long-term financial viability. It is worth considering the lifestyle that you seek to collocate and the location that you would best want to be in to support that lifestyle that you are seeking to achieve. Consider whether you prefer a vibrant city, a quiet area, or a beachfront property, and research the availability of real estate options in those respective areas. Whether you rent, buy, or build, you will need to ensure that you are working with reputable professionals. So my suggestion is to engage a trusted solicitor and or a real estate agent or contractor to guide you through the property process, whether to buy, to build, or the rental process, to assist in ensuring that you avoid scamming or shady workmanship. And we've done a video here on you considering reputable professionals in Jamaica, and so it might be worth you going over and have a look at that if you are concerned with how you're going to be getting reputable professionals in the country to ensure that you can do your projects and get your vision into realization. We thank you for staying with us, and we look forward to hearing your comments and your suggestion in the comment section below. Eleona, I need you to do me a favor.
Okay.
So I was looking at this puzzle that I found, and I know how long it took me to figure it out, so I want to see how long it's going to take you to figure it out. Want to try it? Okay, so this is it. And don't worry, I make sure if you carry something for your use. If you figure it out before me, I go be annoyed. Let me show the people, Jam Fam Tribe, what it is.
Can I start?
So Jam Fam Tribe, this is what it is. If you don't want to see the solution, then I would suggest you pause and try it, and then see how you get on from there whilst she got to try to do it.
Can I start?
Yep. Did you see this puzzle before?
First time I see it.
Okay. I actually had a couple. Did you do attempts before? I found two ways.
No, I just follow it with me eye.
Okay, you did.
I remember
Oh.
there was one, but there wasn't an extra triangle. I had one. I saw one before, but it didn't
Oh,
have
you
a
saw the
triangle.
one with just the flag up at the top and not the additional triangle on the
I
boat.
realized that it would just look like a gosso. On top, so I just gosso. Just,
Oh, so you trace it
instead
over
of
with.
going straight to the pole, I go over the triangle.
Okay, I've found two ways of solving it, but I literally had to do a couple attempts.
There's
Okay.
actually lots of ways to solve it.
Okay, so this time I'm going to follow your chase because I thought you were going to get stuck first time, but you clearly figured it out in your head. Yeah, that was one of the ways I found as well. Because you see them online all the time and they say, oh, you have an IQ of so much in order to do it. And so I'm like, well, let me see. I can get it done. And I did. So you found two ways. Are you trying to find another? Okay, and there is one where you can start up at the top. So from the bottom line of the triangle, or was that your first move? Okay. You found another one? Let me see. Where are you starting? At the top or the bottom line on the triangle on the flag?
Right here.
Okay. Wow, there are lots of ways to do it. But I like them because they're good brain teasers. And I thought, oh, these are things that interest her, so she will like the challenge. Don't worry, me go find one harder one for you soon enough.
If that exists.
Okay then. Thanks for indulging me later. Wearing umbrella like that or like that is not uncommon. And see another big one up at the top of the road up there. It's not uncommon in Jamaica. I haven't taken mine out yet because I still want to give myself some tan. However, the first time I took mine to my current, the school that I was working before I leave, I took mine to sports day and people were like, why you have umbrella out and there's no rain falling? But I said nothing to them. And so as we got into the afternoon and the sun, it was a heat wave, so the sun was in its element there on the field. We were on the field, and by the time we got into the afternoon, people now kept moving, students and staff kept moving towards me because they realized the function of my umbrella. And so the next sports day, the place full out of it. People came out, staff and students came out in their numbers, just passing the fire station in Mandeville again. So people in their numbers came out just so with their umbrellas on that day to make sure that they can shield themselves from the sun. One of my teacher friends said to me, "Oh, I look like me started a trend," because from the year before, when people were looking at me strange, and then the second year, people were with brollies coming out, so they end up realizing I'm using it as a parasol and not just a brolly. And after that, every sports day after that, when it's going to be nice and sunny, you see people make sure they pack them umbrellas or the hat ones that you can just put on your head and things like that to keep them shaded from the excess sun pelting down on us on the field. But it's one of those things where people live and they learn. But it's going after midday now out here, and I'm going to go and pay my property tax. So the process is you go into one building and they find your details and tell you how much you need to pay, and then you go into the actual office and then you make the payment. It would have been good if they write us and tell us these things in advance so we know how much it is, like it is elsewhere, so that people can be more accountable to paying it. But I'm going to go in now and get my payment done, so I'll talk to you once I'm back out. So that's the tax office behind me, and I'm leaving now with my receipt. Yep. So I had gone earlier to the booth. Earlier in the month I went to the booth where you go to get your amount that you need to pay, and then afterwards I didn't pay it that day because I had somewhere else I needed to go and time didn't permit, so I came back today to pay it. So yeah, that's how much it is, which is a little bit over £100, and that's for the year. So it varies here based on the size of your lot, where it's located, when it was last reviewed. So it's in comparison to in the UK, you would be paying something like 250 or more pounds per month for that. And so now we managed to pay that for the year, which is awesome. And I do appreciate that it probably doesn't cover all of the things that council tax covers in the UK, but nevertheless, that's how much it is. So it gives you an idea of what people pay. And from what I understand, it's reviewed every 5 years. So unlike the UK, from what I gather, it's reviewed every 5 years, unlike the UK, which is reviewed annually. And we're out and about. So we're out and about. That's what it is. It's lunch, and some people are rushing back to go back to their offices from lunchtime because of all the things that they need to come out and do in their lunchtime. So it's proper busy out here right now on the road. But I'm just wrapping up. So yeah, so that's what it is. So it's it varies for people based on where you live, which city you're in, how close to the city, how rural your place is, the lot size, when it was last reviewed, and also when last it changes hands, because of course if it changes hands then it's going to be reviewed, isn't it? So those are some of the factors, but from what I understand they review it every 5 years. And so even if you haven't changed hands with ownership, they will review it again so that you will get a chance to have an improvement on your payment that you make. So that's what it is out here right now. We're just looking at this little garden patch here at the Ministry of Education, and they have thank you, they have banana and all sorts in a little garden patch over there. Stretch from up there, the gardener has been planting different things all the way down. Look at these now that he's planted up here, along with these other banana tree and sweet pepper. Wow, look at that, you're making use of every bit of land space. Look at it. Utilizing the land space so well. And them gunguya will be in soon. Look at that. And this is on the sidewalk. This is on the sidewalk. If I just pan around, you will see that it's out in the town center. Like literally. There's the hospital over there, coming all the way back round, and it's the bit just outside of the boundaries of the ministry. However, they are decorating the land space like this, and it goes all the way up to the side over there as well. It is just amazing to see the pride that these people are taking, the gardener is taking in maintaining the space. It's awesome to see. And the whole process at the tax office took me just about an hour. I finished in there a couple of minutes before the hour from the time I went in to when I got out. So yes, the wait felt like, you know, you were waiting forever, but in the end, that's how long it took. So, and for those people who are wondering, you can make your payments online from wherever you are in the world. So I choose to go in and get my information and make the payment there. But if you want to, you can do the same thing online from wherever you are.
The Jam family. We're Irie, living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. The Jam family. We're Irie, living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam family, the Jam family, yeah. The Jam family. Jam fam, come hang with me, yeah.
Thank you for staying with us here on this another episode of Life with the Jam Fams. We look forward to seeing you in the next one, and we want to say bye for now. Take care and walk good.